Chef Alex. Welcome back to our home. Today, you're going to find out why they call me the Carrot Man. So, here's what we're going to do. Let me show you what I've got so far. Alright? So, this is 6 carrots that I have peeled and sliced. Now to those 6 carrots, I'm going to add about 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And then I'm going to take some water, same amount. Let's see how much we can get out of this. So, no, we're going to need a lot more water. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cook these for a little while, right? While we make the other stuff. That should be good. And you want them just to, float around in there. Be happy. See? So here, we're going to set these on the stove. And we're going to forget about them for a little while. Alright? On medium. Now, our next step here is very simple. We have a very small springform pan. I'd say this is about 8 inches. Maybe a little even smaller. So we're going to go with a small amount of everything. Okay, so we're going to use 1 package of cream cheese. And by the way, we're making a cheesecake. This is a no-bake cheesecake topped with glazed carrots. So here we got, I want to say this is 13.5 ounces. We're going to go about half. So let's say 6 1/4. Make sure we get that quarter. All right. Now I'm going to go and melt 3/4 of a stick of butter. All right, that's this much. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to melt it, and I'll be right back. We're back, and my butter's melted. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pour it in here. Stir it around. Make sure everything gets nice and wet. Why are we doing this? Well, we're getting the graham cracker saturated with the butter. And believe it or not, butter is 20% water, so it's saturating it with a little water, and it's going to make it stick. Okay. So there you go. As you can see, that's nice. And see, come over here. See how this is? How you can stick that together like that? Okay. So now, I'm going to take it. Make sure this guy's put in there correctly, and we're going to make a nice thick layer. Really thick layer. Why? Because we're going to have a thick layer of cheesecake. So let's have a thick layer of this too, Alright, now to do this, you're going to need something a little flat. Now I have one of these coffee things that lets me pound it flat. Okay. Now this is about 1/3 of the way up, alright? And you want to get this nice and tight. Look at how nice and tight this is. Okay, it looks like it's one solid piece. Kind of looks like cork, right? So yeah, it's nice and solid, it's nice and straight. Let's make sure You have to look at it from different angles to make sure one side isn't taller than the other. That's very important, okay? So you come around and you tap it, compress it. Now here, just a little tip. You don't have to refrigerate this. All right, you set this aside. I don't know if it's the angle of the light or it's making me freak out that it's not level. It's a maniacal chef thing, by the way. All right, so we'll leave that there. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our filling. Okay. Now our filling for a cheesecake starts out with cream cheese. In this case, we're going to go with 1 package of cream cheese because I don't want to put too much in there. I want to put just enough for the second third. Okay. And then back here, I got those carrots going. They're going to be the third third. All right, so essentially you have room temperature cream cheese. Look, you see how soft that is? Look at how soft this is, huh? This has been sitting out for 3 hours, okay? And it's just like, it's like butter. Look at this, okay? And why are we doing this? Well, you need to get it malleable so that it will accept liquid, all right? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of cream. Now, for 1 package, I'm going to go about half a cup cream. Now I'm going to switch out to a whisk and incorporate this nicely. Okay. So here you go slow, take your time. There's no rush. Now it's okay that it gets thick. Okay. Now let me explain something about cream cheese. Okay. So if you were to take the cream cheese out and start working with it immediately, what would happen to you is you'd have little teeny little cream cheese balls that would not dilute. Okay. They just won't mix. Okay. So next, and every now and then clean your whisk so that the cheese mix inside the whisk that's stuck in there can also get mixed. Okay. So the next step is to add some sugar. Now the sugar, what it's going to do, you'll notice it's going to help with diluting everything. So here we have 3/4 of a cup of sugar. All right. But chef, that's a lot of sugar. You know what? It's dessert, guys. And then we're going to add 1 big dollop of vanilla bean paste. Okay. And last but not least, tablespoon of sour cream. Now remember, my tablespoons are tablespoons, spoons that sit on the actual table. Okay, still good. I'm going to go with a tablespoon. And now what you're going to do is you're going to mix all this in. Alright? You're going to mix it in, and you're going to need to add a little bit more cream. Maybe. But watch how this magically transforms into smooth. And I'm going to tell you why. The sugar. Okay? Right now the sugar is, via friction, it's interacting with the cream cheese. It's pretty much destroying it because they're smashing together. So it's making it a cream. It's also diluting the sugar so that when you taste it, it's not grainy. Okay? So now we're going to taste it. Oh, baby. I love what I do. That does not need a damn thing. So, we're going to stir it just a little bit more. I don't want to bust the cream. And the sugar is already diluted, so just want to make sure it's creamy. Which, as you can see, it looks nice and creamy. Either way, we're going to strain it. Alright? So, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1/4 cup of that cream right over here. I'm going to take 1 package of gelatin. Now this is the Knott's original, the little 4-packs that you get at Walmart. Okay? Put 1 of them in there. Sprinkle it in there. Now you're going to let this sit here for a minute or 2. Okay? And in that minute or 2, what's going to happen is the gelatin is going to get hard. And it's going to swell. Okay? When that happens, we're going to take it to the microwave and we're going to melt it. Melt it really well, and then we're going to incorporate it into this. Okay? So, I'm going to go melt it, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we're back, and I have melted the gelatin with a little bit of cream. Now, as you can see, there's still going to be a little bit of solid, and that's okay. So we're going to strain this. Okay? So, if I can ask for an extra hand, think you can hold this side while I whisk it? You can help me out? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pour this into here, and then I'm going to start whisking, but I need to do it fast because this is cold and this is hot. So let me get this started here. Make a little well as best I can. Pour it all in there as fast as I can. And now whisk as fast as I can. Okay? So the object here is to get this done before it sets. Okay? This is going to set solid. Alright, so that's done. Our next step, really fast, is we're going to strain this right into our container. Okay? So this is going to sit right there. And then I'm going to come in here and put it in a little at a time and shove it through. Okay? Let's see how much of this I can get in there fast. Now, you have to push, okay? You have to push. You don't go side to side. Here, you got to push. And the pushing will push it through the sieve, and it'll fall on top of the cheese cake, or the graham cracker in this case. Okay, this, we're making a cheesecake. All right, as you can see, it all went through. Now it's okay; it's stuck to the bottom. That's all right. We'll get that off later, and I'll show you how to get that off without screwing up the damn cheesecake. Because yeah, you can screw this up just by cleaning the strainer. Okay. So we're going through. As you can see in the strainer, the undiluted bits of gelatin are in the strainer. As you can see. Now this goes right over there, okay? Grab a different one and then start going like this, because otherwise what's on your spoon or spatula, whatever it was that you were using, will end up in your cheesecake. Okay? So it's important that if you want a nice, clean, finished product, not to use that one. Okay? And then you're going to come over here. You're going to spread it out. Now you're not going to worry too much about perfection here, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Because you're going to top this with a buttload of carrots. Now look at this, how pretty that is. Huh? Look at that, how pretty that is. Now, the last thing you do, if you want to be really perfect and anal about this, if you want to do the chef thing, okay. This is what I would do. Take a napkin, and then run it down the sides like this, all the way around. And why are we doing this? Well, because you're going to add gelatin to the other, and it's going to set on top of this. So you want it to look pretty. All right, so next step is this needs to set, okay? And while it sets, we're going to do some dishes. And this is going to set in the fridge for at least an hour. Okay? At the very least an hour. So that it can solidify and get hard. Once it's hard, then you can take your room temperature carrots, glazed carrots, and we'll go forward from there. So we're going to come back in about an hour when this is set. All right? Alright, so we're going to process this to oblivion. Alright? It's going to just be a puree. Now what's going to happen is you're going to have to come in and scrape the sides a little bit, because it's going to have a little bit of bulk, and that's going to stick to the sides. Oh yeah, if you had smell-o-vision, this would be, right now it's like a sweet, vibrant carrot, like candy. It's amazing. I can do this again. Right. Okay, last one. Already there. Alright, to finish this off, the final step on this is very simple. Let me rinse off any little tidbits. I don't want these tidbits in my cheesecake. Alright, so essentially, you're going to come in and you're going to take off everything that you can. Don't want to waste any. Now, notice how this is a paste, right? Now, this doesn't matter that it's a paste. When you start slicing your cheesecake, it'll fall apart, turn into crap. It'll look like garbage. Okay? That's the truth. So, this is the 6 carrots. Come closer so you can see. See how nice and thick that is? Well, we're going to go one step further. Now, I've taken 1 package of gelatin, and I have I'm blooming it in a 1/4 cup of water. Okay? So now I'm going to melt it and mix it, and I'll come right back. All right, so to finish it off, we have the paste right here, right? And now I've melted, as you can see, if you come over here and you can see it, this is the gelatin with a 1/4 cup of water, and essentially I'm just going to dump it in there, and I'm going to stir it. Now, why am I doing this? Like I said, it's a paste, okay? And what's going to happen is when you slice it, it'll all go to hell. It'll fall apart. Let me see if I have something here though. I can straighten it out. So now we're going to put it all into the cheesecake, okay? Everything goes on top, okay? The whole thing. See? That's just evil. See, this is a great way to get your kids to have some carrots. Alright, you take your spatula here, and you're going to spread it out on top of your nice and solidified cheesecake. Now notice how high this goes to the top, right? We've gone all the way to the top of the cheesecake. That means we did good. Okay? So come over here so you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm filling in the gaps here, okay? Because what happens is you're going to have some gaps. So when you have a gap like this, you come back and you empty it out like that, and then you can come back and try. And on your final round, when you're leveling, you're going to want to go in one direction only. See? One direction. And this will level it out. And that's it right there. Alright, so we're going to give this some time. We're going to give this at least an hour in the fridge. We'll come back, unmold it, show you what it looks like. Alright, so it's been a while and our cheesecake is set. So let's take it out of the fridge and check it out. So there's our cheesecake. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to run a knife around it so we make sure that nothing sticks, okay? I don't want to open it up and it yank everything apart. All right, that's first. Now, you can do a second method. You can take a hot towel and wrap it for a few seconds, and that will also do it, okay? Either way. Now, this isn't a competition style cheesecake, so make sure you go all the way. All right. Now, just a food for thought here. When you're doing this, you don't have to go all the way down to the cracker. You just want to go, all around the cheesecake so the cheesecake doesn't stick. The cracker won't stick, okay? Here we go. Let's see how we did. Are we even? Look at that. Success. So, to plate, we're essentially going to go straight through the middle. And here, remember, you got to go into the crust. The crust goes all the way down. Okay. Now I don't want to mess this up, so we're going to go slow. Because the first slice is very hard. Okay, so always take it slow. The first slice is stuck to the to itself, so you're going to want to go slow for that reason. Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, I give you glazed carrot cheesecake. This is a no-bake cheesecake. This is a fantastic way to get beta carotene and to get your kids to eat carrots. It's really, really good. So remember, learn to cook and you'll eat better for the rest of your life.